Hey Rhody, I'm Elise Major.
And I'm Jenna Kaplan, and this is Hey Rhody Weekly, where we bring the pages of our magazines to life.
This week we're talking about all kinds of fun things to do in Newport.
Pawtucket,
And a distillery in Pawtucket.
all that and more coming up, so stay tuned.
Jenna, I did something brand new the other day.
What did you do?
I went on a Rhode Island lighthouse tour with Rhode Island Fast Ferry. Super cool, 90 minutes. You go, you leave from Quonset, you see 10 lighthouses, and you also see some sort of like points of interest, like, you know, Clingstone, the house that's built on a rock. So what this is leading up to was the next day we went to Newport to see the elephants. But first we decided to have lunch at this restaurant called the Lobster Bar that it was under my radar, but we'd seen it from the boat.
That's cool. So it gives you like a different perspective
Yeah.
of somewhere you're like, oh, I've been there all the time.
I mean, I've been going to Newport like almost my entire life. And this seemed like kind of like, for locals, they might know about it. It's like an if you know, you know. But it's part of like a wharf that I just never like walked over to before. And there it was, this giant place. And the food was amazing and right on the water. And afterwards, we went and saw the elephants, which I know you've written about.
Yeah.
And even, you know, after reading your article, which was great, I mean, they're life size and they're not carved. They're sort of made out of like many singular reeds. It's very cool, and there's all sizes. There's the little babies set up, you know, the big elephants, and
Well, it says that there's 100 elephants, I think, right? And are they all, because I know it's in multiple places, are all 100 in one place, or are they split up between the different places?
yeah, they're split up.
Okay.
So there's a map where you can see where all the elephants are, and I decided to go to the spot at Rough Point, which is Doris Duke's mansion, and I'd never been there before.
I
But
feel like it's like a good excuse to do like a date night, go out in Newport if you haven't done it in a while, or like it'd be a good thing with your family. Like I feel like my nephews would love those.
they would love
elephants.
it. There was a little boy
Probably
running around
lose
with
their
a toy elephant, and he just looked like he was like happy as a little clam. So anyway, make a whole fun day out of Newport, base it on seeing the elephants. They're there through September 6th, so don't miss them. Recently, Jenna visited Pawtucket.
Yes, you said it right.
Did I? Okay.
So I did, and when I went to the event, and it was at ISCO, Providence, so usually they'll do it in all different, you know, locations, but this one was at ISCO. And
That's Industrial Spirit Company for you and me.
so what it is, it's pretty much like, for lack of better words, like a presentation. You tell a story through 20 images, and each image can only be talked about or shown for 20 seconds. And usually what they do is there will be like a topic, you know, like an umbrella term to kind of decide what you're going to talk about.
So is it like an open mic night kind of thing? People register in advance, and it's like a mixture of like a spoken word TED talk and a PowerPoint presentation?
Yeah. So
With a little bit of the moth.
Yeah, like I was just trying to wrap my head around it. At first I assumed it was like, I think when I saw it before, I thought it was like a new technique for presenting information, but it's like a event.
It's like a storytelling medium, right?
yeah. So, and there's a new theme every month, and it's pretty much what it does is it builds like a community. It embraces creativity and celebration, and it's somewhere where, you know, if you are nervous about speaking, it's like that is the best place to start because you're so welcomed.
How do you apply to be a speaker?
You just go onto their website and you just submit your presentation, your project, and it pretty much just gets okayed. So discover more about Pawtucket, Providence, and learn about the upcoming themes for each month at pawtucketpvd.com.
.org.
Damn it.
So in the food and drink section in Providence Monthly, we have an article about working man's distillery.
And you know what I love about it? That it started from a love story.
It was a first date.
Wow.
I know, I titled that article, I have to say, First Comes Love. Because on the date, I guess they had this whiskey and they thought it was awesome. And so the woman said, if you learn how to like make the best whiskey or something like that, I will marry you.
Wow.
And now we have a marriage, a distillery, a place to try it in Pawtucket. It all came together.
Wow. Nick, have you been to that one?
I haven't, actually. I didn't really know about it until we published, we wrote the article. I love whiskey. So like I'm more of a liquor, wine, that kind of stuff, but whiskey is kind of my true love as far as if I'm gonna have a drink goes. You know, I have a whole shelf of whiskeys at home.
If you love whiskey so much, why don't you marry it, Nick?
I would. First comes love, then comes whiskey.
Yes.
But no, I love distilleries, especially you don't get new whiskey distilleries very often because typically you age whiskey. So getting into it's hard. That's why places like ISCO, which we talked about earlier, they started with, I believe, either gin or rum and vodka because you don't have to age it. And then while you're putting those things out, you have your whiskey aging in your casks or your barrels. So you don't see new places come up that are mostly about whiskey very often because it's like you gotta wait. So you put all this money into it and then you wait at least a couple of years and then you can put something out. So
like a Christmas tree farm.
Yeah.
Totally.
So I mean, it's got to be like more of a labor of love, and you have to really believe in it, or else you're not going to be able to do it, honestly. So I'm excited. I'll go check it out. I like Pawtucket. I like all the stuff that has been going on there. There's a lot of new kind of breweries and restaurants and distilleries and all kinds of stuff in an area that I never a few years ago, I wouldn't have been like, oh, let's go to Pawtucket for this kind of stuff. But there's a lot of it out there.
It's really like up and coming. But even to Working Man's Distillery, they have gin, vodka. Mm-hmm. They also have like brandy, moonshine. So even if you're not into whiskey, you can go there still and
you can get loaded in all kinds of ways.
Pawtucket?
My jewels.
Not my gumdrop buttons. Why is the K capitalized?
I don't know, because it's Pawtucket.
Life's too short to drink cheap alcohol.
Get loaded in Pawtucket. Hey, Nick, what's on your head? Oh, wait, that's not great.
Just say, hey, Nick, is that a new hat?
Don't forget to hit that like button, homies.
Hey, Nick, is that a new hat?
It is a new hat. We have a whole line of new merch. And if you'd like to support us, you can go to heyrhodymedia.com, click on the shop button, and we'll have a whole line right now. We have a lot of logo merch, hats, shirts, some great sweatshirts. We even have mugs, cups, travel mugs, a whole line. We're gonna keep adding to that. So once again, if you wanna support us, heyrhodymedia.com and shop.
Shop till you drop.